everybody. Welcome back to our daily market review, and it is Monday, October the 2nd, 2017. This is our daily market review, looking at what happened in our major futures markets, which we've been doing for the last couple of days. So I primarily, for those of you that are new to this channel, I primarily look at the same 8 futures markets every day, just to kind of give people a little bit of a commentary on what happened during the day and what we could see happening in the next coming days. So first market I'm going to hit here, we've got the S&P. Looking at the S&P, we did break out that all-time high. I'd mentioned a little bit yesterday about the fact that I definitely didn't feel like it was a good idea to look into shorting this thing, and I hoped, well, I guess say yesterday, I meant Friday, and I hope nobody did try to short this thing today, as obviously we continue to run up. There's no reason to short the S&P. We're at an all-time high. There's no supply up above us. There's really no resistance to stop us from going higher. I would be an interested buyer on a pullback into this range, but right now I'm really just in a hold and see with the S&P. The NASDAQ today, let me know if you paid attention on Friday, because on Friday we specifically talked about this little level here where we thought there could be a pause. And then price came screaming down into this little level here today, and boom, got a nice little rally out of there for about 25 points. So I don't know if anybody was able to catch that one today. I hope that you were able to. Going forward, I'm not going to look at this one. I'm gonna get rid of this level kind of going forward, and I'm still not going to look to short it. And the reason I'm not going to look to short it, although you theoretically could, because there is still some supply up above. Some of this area of where there were no more buying that happened up on here, but there was no more buying up above this area, so we definitely reversed at this zone in here. I'm not really looking to be a seller at any of these levels. I want to be a buyer when price comes a bit lower, but right now I'm not looking to get to be much of a seller. So the NASDAQ, hopefully you're able to catch that little 15-minute area that we had talked about on Friday. Now, crude oil, I gotta tell you, this is one that I love my stops, because I got stopped out on this one today. If anybody recalls, on the 15-minute chart of crude oil, I had talked about this little itty-bitty area right in through here. And this was one of those ones where it was an itty-bitty, whittle, tiny level of risk. And I was stopped out of this position as price came down into that level. Did not work out for me today. Which, by the way, that's okay, right? Love my stops. I love my stops. I love my stops. But we were able to kind of keep cruising through. Now, we definitely hit right around $50 a barrel, a little bit of some support, a little bit of buying pressure stepped in to kind of raise it up just a bit higher, okay? But was not able to stop at any of those obvious buying areas. So when I go out to this on a bigger picture chart, is something to be aware of. I thought that we would bounce off of that level pretty strong because of this rising trend line. This is a move of 1.5 times the normal daily ATR. So this was a kind of an extreme move day. Brought us down a bit faster than I expected us to. I still am bullish overall. There's no reason not to be, as we've pulled back down, and on the weekly time period, we just kind of hit this area here where there was a whole bunch of selling together, and we could continue to theoretically run up from there. As far as gold goes, I'm looking for a retest of this area in here. I'm actually okay shorting a breakdown from gold right in here. Looking at this on the daily chart, we've talked about selling the breakdown from gold. We do have a little bit of breakout, and that breakdown could be an area where we could see it continue to fall a bit further in gold. Here's where our bigger moves were for today. So these four are the 10-year Treasury note, the Aussie, the Euro, and the Canadian dollar. So looking at the 10-year Treasury note, we've actually had 2 levels lined up in the 10-year Treasury note of areas where we believed could be good shorting opportunities. So this one up here has not yet been touched. This one still remains intact. But on Friday, we talked about this one and said that if price comes back into here, this would be a good chance to get short. So overnight, Early this morning, price came into this level and then gave us a nice little sell-off off of this zone. So you're already at about a 1.5 to 1 reward to risk if you took the short off this. So it might be time to take your stop, move to break even for just talking trade management size. Here's the Aussie dollar. On the Aussie, we still have this level up here as our place to get short when price returns. Don't know if it's quite there yet. Actually, could very close to see a little bit of a rollover. The euro is the one I want to point out. So in the euro, we had talked about this level on Thursday. Price came into it on Friday and was chopping around. And then as the markets opened Sunday evening, we sold off from that level very hard and then created a new level, which we came back into and sold off. So now what am I looking at? Well, now what I'm looking at is a potential breakout. And if we break down below this line, let me go to a daily chart. If we break down below this line, I think we could go down to this area here. This 115 is really my target in the euro. It's something that I had thrown a tweet up a while back about looking at that 115 level in the euro, and I still think that it could be there for a little bit of a longer term action. Canadian dollar as well is setting up with a little bit of you could even call that a descending triangle pattern. And that descending triangle pattern could be setting up for a good breakdown. If you notice, we've had a couple of breakdowns in the Canadian dollar, and every time that breakdown has occurred, it tends to fall. Now, where does it fall to? It falls until it runs into some more buy orders. And that's really what stops the price from getting anywhere lower. Well, my next stack of buy orders, we're going to have a little bit in here, but it's really down in this range and eventually down in here. So plenty of room for the Canadian dollar to fall. I like that we broke through the daily trend line. We broke through the daily trend line. We've come back up to retest it, unable to hold it. Looking at it on a weekly, we broke through the weekly as well. So hopefully you were able to get some of these trades off. And I'm going to, like I said, try to be consistent with these daily videos. And so if you like these daily videos, do me a favor, give me a like, give me a subscribe, share it, get other people involved. Really appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great day and stay safe out there. Talk to you all soon. See ya.